As a homeowner myself, I know what it's like. Obtaining a mortgage, getting a home loan, let's face it, not an enjoyable process. But to help others who are facing the mortgage process, we have two experts. With me are Rakeman and Brian Schiele from Fellowship Home Loans, and they're here with us to talk mortgages. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us, Betsy.
Thanks for having us, absolutely.
So let me start with something no one wants to hear, but it is a possibility. You've been turned down by a lender. Is this over for a long time, or is there a way to get a loan approved?
That's a question that we get asked all the time. There's really three main reasons why you get turned down. The first one is credit. A lot of lenders want you to have a 700 credit score or a 680 credit score at a minimum. A lot of people don't have that.
The second one is your debt to income ratio, or quite simply, how much money you make. And we have guidelines just like any other lender, but we're just not quite as stringent. So we'll go a little higher on our ratios to get you approved for that loan that other lenders may have denied you for.
The third reason is your equity or loan to value. That's when you get the appraisal done and you get that phone call that, well, your house isn't worth as much as you might think it is.
Yeah.
Terrible phone call to get. But to answer the question, no. Just because you might have been turned down once or twice does not mean that door is closed. Not at all.
So there are a lot of homeowners out there, like myself, who feel like they got the runaround. There are these loan approvals that take forever. Why is that?
Oh, you mean your loan's scheduled to close on Friday and you get the phone call on Thursday that you need more documents, or it almost seems like the bank is doing everything they can not to give you the mortgage. So that happens a lot, and what we try to do is simplify the process, have everything done in our office under one roof, so you get the answers that you need and you get them quickly. So we get our loans closed in 2 to 3 weeks as opposed to 2 months and asking for more documents.
The other thing is a lot of banks out there just happen to do mortgages as well. So you can open up a checking and savings account there, get CDs or auto loans, and they do mortgages. With us, we're pretty simple. We know what we're good at and we stick to that. So we only do mortgages, which makes our process much smoother, just being experts in that one field. That's how, like Mike was saying, we close our loan in weeks, not months.
Well, that's very comforting to hear. Now tell us about down payments. I hear a lot of conflicting stories these days. Yeah,
the old rule of thumb, Betsy, is 20% down. If you don't have 20%, you can't get a mortgage. Don't even think about it. Just put it in the back of your mind. Mm-hmm. That's such a big misconception these days.
Yeah, there's three main types of mortgages. There's a conventional mortgage where you're going to have a 5% down payment. You have an FHA or government-backed loan, which is a 3.5% down payment, and a VA loan for our servicemen and women out there, where you can actually put no money down and still not pay PMI.
So I'm hearing that now is a great time to refinance a current mortgage. Why is that?
Well, interest rates right now are the lowest they've been in our nation's history. So whether you're just looking to get a lower rate and save some money, or you want to pull some cash out for home improvements or consolidate some bills, now makes a great time because, quite simply, the rates are just that low.
And to add to it, Betsy, with rates being this low, the last time they were this low was actually in 2012. So the rates were about the same. The biggest difference is that home values were so much lower then. So people couldn't borrow as much against their home value. Now, with increased home values, it's such a better market for our clients to take that money out for home improvements they've been looking to do. What makes your company, Fellowship Home Loans, different from other lenders?
Well, this one we could go on for hours about, but mostly we are a direct lender. So as we touched upon a few times, we can close our loans in 2 to 3 weeks where other lenders are 2 to 3 months. And as a direct wholesale lender, our interest rates are that much lower than our competitors.
I really think the biggest difference is our one-on-one approach. When we speak to a client, we want to see what their goals are, what their needs are, and make sure that we give them the loan that's best for them, not what might be best for the bank. I can wholeheartedly say that we're a company where we put principles before profits. Well, I like that answer. So guys, can you tell us how our viewers can contact you? Very simple, Betsy. Online at fellowshiphomeloans.com. Okay, well, Mike, Brian, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us. It was great.
We'll have a link and more information at our website, designingspaces.tv.
You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.